Our Kind of People. What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review Season 1, Episode 5 of Our Kind of People. That's right, Our Kind of People. Yeah, I know. I do all this singing all the time, right? Just singing, just annoying. Just review the show, right? Tonight's episode is titled The Miseducation of the Negro. But hold on, I shouldn't say tonight because this came on Tuesday. I know I am late. This is bad, right? I'm real late, but I do apologize. A brother has been blessed, booked, busy, booked, blessed, whatever you want to call it. And I finally got a chance to sit down and watch the episode and review the episode. So I do apologize to you all because I'm late with this. But listen, better late than never, right? But before I get into the episode, let me give a shout out to my lovely people, my lovely subscribers, Amber Stallings, House of Sir James, A. Henderson, Stay Saved. I like that. Stay Save. I like that name. Rhonda Shaking My Head, Lamont Simpson, Zachary Bush, Miss Tasha, June BLC, Simply Be Yourself 100, Savannah Rivers Amore, RC Kroger, all of you that just hold me down in the comment section, I do appreciate it. And listen, you want to hold me down, you want to subscribe, you know what you got to do. Bam! Hit that subscribe button. That's right. It's just like that. Like that. That's all you got to do. Hit the subscribe button and engage with it, brother. Help this channel keep going and growing. I do appreciate it. Seriously, look, I'm stuttering and everything, but I really seriously do appreciate it. All right. I got all that out the way. Let's get on down to this review. The episode starts off with Angela and Tariq in the bed. And, she's telling him, they done got through, and she's telling him, listen, hurry up. I don't want my daughter or my aunt to see you in here because I haven't told them about you yet. We're kind of secret lovers right now. I ain't telling them about you yet. But she also goes on to mention to him about those cameras that he took down. Remember the surveillance cameras he took down? And she says, listen, I like that sense of security. Can you put the cameras up? And he gets all, he gets all nervous and guilty because he put those cameras up for Teddy. And he just gets all quiet. And I'm saying to myself, dude, I guess you're feeling guilty. I understand that. But why can't you just install a new set of cameras that don't go into the feed of Teddy Franklin's feed where he won't have access? Don't that make sense? Instead of getting all, whoa, cameras. He got all Scooby-Doo on us. You saw his face. He was like, oh, yeah, cameras. Just install some new ones and, I don't know what you're going to... Well, then again, I guess he would have to deal with Teddy Franklin, and Teddy's going to be like, what's up with the cameras? What's going on? Speaking of the Franklins, they are getting ready. Well, yeah, Teddy's daughter, I forgot. Teddy's daughter, the Franklin family, whatever. Speaking of them, the Bougie Oogies, the Blancs. They are getting ready for the cotillion, and we see it's cotillion week, and we see to prepare for this, Leah has to get her daughter. She bought her daughter a horse. That was cute and wonderful. That was nice. This is what the rich folks do, spend their money, get a nice horse. Beautiful. It was beautiful. I thought that was all cute and dandy. And they're celebrating, and Grandma Olivia's there with her snooty self. And Leah goes into back in the house to get the diamonds or whatever she had for Lauren, and she sees Teddy there. He's looking on whatever because he just doesn't like the fact that he has this Parkinson's disease and he's shaking. So he's one of those type of people, they feel a sickness is a weakness to them. So he's hiding it. He's ashamed of this. He don't want people to see him shaking or anything like that. He's ashamed of this. So he tells her he's going to take this medication, whatever. He's going to see his doctor, he said. That's what he said. He's going to see his doctor. And they're having this conversation, and she brought up Tariq, and she brought him up. She was like, what's up with him? He's making these excuses about the camera. Why isn't the camera up at her house anymore? And then Teddy says to her, listen, you've always been riding him hard. Listen, he is loyal to me. He's not going to double cross me or whatever. And she says, what if he does? He said, well, basically it'll be hell to pay if you do. So, that was interesting right there. And this cotillion thing is like a big deal too. This is actually Leah's first time as the president running this thing, and so she's really excited about this whole thing. We also see in this episode her cousin Nicole has gotten accepted into a college, and she's excited. And, I remember when I got accepted into college. Not that y'all care. But, they didn't ask me all those wonderful things. And listen, I was so glad to... Why am I making this about myself? I don't know. Anyway, when I got accepted into college, I picked the first college that accepted me, and it was out of state. I filled that thing out and left. I was like, that. It was easy breezy for me. But anyway, not so easy breezy for her. She gets accepted, and they're asking her all of these things about... community service and this, that, and the third. And she like getting a little intimidated. So this causes Angela to go ask Leah, listen, can you pull some strings and help my daughter get into this whole cotillion thing? And she's like, oh, why? She's a little hesitant, but then, after they get that conversation going, she actually does it. And this was really interesting to see her learning and trying to get in good with things. And did you catch what was going on? Lauren was getting very jealous, and rightfully so, because now your cousin there's a little attraction between your cousin and your girl. Now I would say that's family code you breaking, or code periods you breaking, but they really don't know each other like that. But still, it's still, come on, I wouldn't want my cousin messing with my girl, flirting with my girl, or having any kind of chemistry with my girl. So I understand where Lauren's coming from. Lauren's getting a little jealous because she don't like all this. They look at her and Nicole and Taylor getting a little too close, and you putting your hand on her shoulder and all that. So she interrupts them, and she's talking to them, and she's like being really nice to Nicole and all this. She's trying because she wants to prove to Taylor that, I can be nice and all that, because she knows that Taylor likes Nicole. She don't know that Taylor's like truly feeling Nicole. So she even says to Taylor, how about you go would you like to come and be my escort at this cotillion? Now, the bougie oogies, the blocks, they might not go for this because, traditionally this is this event where a girl takes a guy takes a girl. It's not going to be this same sex thing. What are we doing? But, we live in different times now. But, that I like how this show plays with those things and discusses those things. It's really, really good. So we see Lauren practicing, doing the whole cotillion thing, all of that stuff. It's not my world. I don't know anything about all that stuff. And this scene was a little sad. You see all the young ladies getting ready to do in the segment where they're rehearsing for the daddy-daughter dance. And Nikki can't do this because her daddy in jail. She don't even know her daddy, number one. She don't even know who her daddy is, but her daddy's in jail. So that was a little humiliating to be sitting there. Everybody has fathers, and you just sitting there. And so Angela gets up, and dances with her, whatever. And Leah comes over and she's like, what's this? And she calls some other man over. She's like, no. We usually have a man do this. And she has the man dance with Nicole. And I thought that was really nice. And then Angela goes on to ask Tariq if he will escort her daughter to the dance. And she ends up telling him, and we learn what happened with Nicole's father. He was involved in a robbery. He was an accessory to a crime, and the other guy, I guess, killed someone or whatever have you, and he's in jail. And she decided once he went to jail, became a jailbird, no, I'm not going to have my child around you. She's not going to know you exist. And, of course, there's some resentment there. And as we saw in last week's episode, Nicole's father was writing a letter to Teddy, so that was interesting. And so as Angela is telling Tariq about all of this, he kind of comes clean and tells her, listen, baby, you know how I paraphrase. He's like, listen, baby, those cameras I put up, Teddy told me to put them cameras up. I was spying on you. So now she pissed off like, what? Listen, I done gave you the goods. So you got this good cookie. You got a good taste of me. We bang, 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 pow, pow, pow. We did all that. And you was using me? You was getting that to get some inside information. You was doing that. So she's hurt, and rightfully so, because she's like, all of this was fake. She's thinking like, and you really can't trust, but she's like, hold on. You did all of that. Come on now. You did all of that dude. So I understood that. So she told me, you know what? Stay away from me. I understood where she was coming from. It's like, yo, you was in. But I always said I felt like that. They moved too fast anyway, but she was pissed off, and rightfully so. And I understand that. Very pissed off. But we see also in this episode, Nicole is starting to adjust to this whole learning about cotillions and getting things done and all of that. So that was really good too. And another scene in this show that I liked tonight was when Olivia, which is Raymond's mother, and had the family out at the gun range, and she's given the history of why she named this range after this man who was, back in the day, he's a black man who used to, when the master would shoot at the range and kill the fowl or whatever, he would pick up the fowl, pick up the birds or whatever, but he was hiding them and then selling them, and then he ended up, so she named this after him. That's how he made his money. She named this gun range after him, and she went on to explain how she charges the white people she charges them X amount. I think she said $2,000 or whatever to use it. And next year the price is going to go up. And I like the line. She said the best way to win a war is to never let them know that they're in one with you. I was like, okay, she has some good things to say. And in that scene, and I like that whole scene because we got a little history lesson about some things, about the struggles of our people, some things. And then I like that. You see the struggles and how this show likes to take the struggles and then show you the success as well and the motivation behind it. So I do appreciate that. And her son, Raymond, tells her, he says, speaking of war, I'm ready to take Teddy down. And she's like, oh, I was waiting to see when you was going to do this ever since he bailed out our company. And then he tells her his plan that he's going to do this with his ex-wife. And she's like, you sure you want to bring her back into this? And I don't know about that. He said, well, listen, Ma, it ain't up to you. This is what I'm doing. And that was basically that. And you catch him later in this episode, we see Raymond in the bed with Leah getting all lovey-dovey. And he asks her a question. What is this Legacy LLC about? And she, honey, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And she's just trying to get romantic and want to get it on. And she said, how about, we got the house to ourselves and get in the shower, this, that, and third. He said, yeah, baby, give me 5 minutes. Then he looks up under that pillow and he starts looking at some email or something. He's on a mission. He wants his company back. He wants to take her father down. And I think he might take her down too. He's getting a little turned off with this whole thing. He's getting really turned off. Meanwhile, we see Teddy getting this medication that he has to take for his Parkinson's. And, I don't think he's handling this too well because he wants to hide this. He doesn't really want, people to know about it. We have Angela telling Nikki how she ain't messing with Tariq no more, because he did something that turned her off, this, that, and the third. Now, she was trying to hide him, but of course the family knew she was messing with him. The auntie knew she was messing with him. They knew that something was going on. She's like, we knew what was going on. So anyway, she's telling Nikki that she ain't messing with him no more. And Nikki tells her, listen, you got to learn to forgive people. Give them a second chance. Come on, give him a second chance. So she pretty much, I guess, took her daughter's advice, and we see in a scene where Angela and Tariq have a conversation, and she's telling him stuff, and I was like, you're a little too trusting. I wouldn't trust him that soon to tell him that stuff. So she's telling him, I think that Teddy was involved in setting my mother up and this whole thing with the drug dealers and all that, and then Tariq mentioned something about, yeah, his brother was murdered and we got to get this information. I know he has his brother's journals. So she's like, I got to get in there somehow to get these journals, this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting back the whole time saying, you really trust in him? Like, you really trust in him? I don't know if I would trust him just yet. But, maybe he can be trusted. So meanwhile, at the party, Lauren and Taylor are on this fancy, what was that, like a party bus? And, no, I'm sorry, Lauren wasn't there yet. Nikki and Taylor were on the bus. Lauren walks him on the bus and sees them kissing. I'm like, she didn't react immediately there. She didn't react immediately there. She just stormed off right there. But she wasn't pleased with that. But then we see Lauren ask her mother in front of her grandmother, Olivia, who's like, one of those old school women. She asked her right in front of her mother. She says, I want to take Taylor to the cotillion. I want to match her, whatever. And Grandma Olivia was like, your little friend? You want to take your little friend? And, Olivia was on it because she was already on Leah, telling Leah about, you got to take charge and stand behind your man and help your man. You should be helping your man get his company back, this, that, and third. And she's clashing and speaking. I'm glad Leah is speaking up to Olivia because Olivia is a piece of work. And so they have that whole scene where I thought that would have played out a lot more dramatic than how it did, but they kind of did it a little faster. Where Lauren basically comes out to her grandmother and tell her, listen, I'm gay. She said, gay isn't what? Gay isn't happy? What you mean? Gay is what? She said, I'm gay and I am going to I want to go to the cotillion with Taylor. And the grandmother was like, you can't let her do this. And Leah was like, she's doing it. It's time for change. And she supported. She totally supported it. And that was that. Now we go on to Angela's little plan here. So then let's go on down to Angela's plan. Angela has a meeting with Teddy. And because she said, I got to get in the inside. Remember, she told Tariq she had to get on in the inside. So she has a meeting with Teddy and she does this whole thing. He thought, oh, you're here to pay for, I could help you pay for cotillion fees. He thought she was there for money. She said, no, I want us to be family and bond. She sold him on that crap. We know that's all fake. And my thing, I'm so disappointed in this man. Like, you had all this money and resources. You didn't have to throw this child away the way you did back in the day. But if you would have did right, we wouldn't have this show, right? So they got to have a storyline, right? So, but anyway, he tells her, listen, we can start over. And he invites her to the dinner. And then we see him pick up a letter. And I believe that's the letter that Nicole's father wrote to him from prison. So that was interesting. We got to see what's going to happen with that. Now, this whole cotillion ceremony, what was that? That whole, I don't know what you call that thing, but this ceremony thing, and they had on the blue capes that looked like Little Red Riding Hood things, but they were blue, so let's call them Little Blue Riding Hood, I don't know. So they looked pretty though, and they were up there, and they all had to get up and do this ritual about what they want to do, and all this other stuff. I said, boy, this rich people, y'all go through all these ceremonies like this? Damn, I'm ignorant. I ain't had to go through all that. I don't know nobody that went through all of that. I'm so ghetto, right? I don't know nobody that went through all of that. I'm like, they really got to go through all this? Listen, I set my goals, wrote them on a list, and did them. Filled out applications and moved on. But see, it's a different world. You learn different things. So they set up, and this ain't about me, right? This ain't about me. Anyway, so they doing this whole ceremony, and I knew Lauren was up to something. I knew it. I knew she was up to something. I said, she's going to embarrass this girl. I could feel it. So each girl gets up and they, light the thing and say what they want. My goal is to be a blah, 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 blah. And I want to go to this school and become a blah, blah, blah. Now it's Nicole's turn and she says, what she wants to become. She wants to write books and change the world. She wants to go to Spelman. I said, okay, she got through it. And here come Lauren. Oh, yes. before you like that, I just want to say a few words. So she gets up there and she's like, oh, yes, my cousin has been through a lot. She lost her grandmother and she went through this. And then goes, she had a criminal background, embarrassed her because, the blocks, the bougie oogies, they so judgmental. Ain't nobody has a past here. Everybody's so damn perfect, allegedly, that they, everybody grasps, oh, criminal record, oh, because they don't believe in second chances or anything like that. And that embarrassed Nicole, and Nicole stormed off. Lauren goes behind her and she says to her, you're not all that. And she said, why'd you do that? Why'd you bring up my past? You have a criminal record too. Oh, mine was expunged. I don't have one. And she goes, she says to her, you are not innocent. I saw you kissing on my girl. And, she was like, you're so broken. You're just horrible. And she storms off. As Nicole storms off, Taylor's there, and Lauren tells Taylor, see, baby, look, I stood up for us. Like, that's what you wanted me to do, right? And Taylor said, you are broken. That was what you did. That was too, I don't even think I want to go with you. I don't want to go with you no more. So see, you did all that, and now your girl done dumped you. Because you're too nasty. You're too rude. She don't like that. She said, yeah, you ugly. There's something broken in you. You didn't have to do her like that. You did not have to do her like that. And you know what? She kissed better than you anyway. She ain't say that, but that's what she kissed better than you. I think I like her over you. So this has really upset Nicole. So now Nicole is upset. Angela is upset. And they're at home. They're talking to the auntie. And they're like, we're not going to go to this dinner. Then Nicole came out. She's like, listen, I'm sick of these people. We going to this dinner. We are going, screw that. We're going to this dinner. And so Angela's like, okay, let's go. So they go in there. They looking real beautiful. They came in there. They look gorgeous to the dinner. And Nicole gets up and gives this speech. And as she's giving this speech, Lauren gets on her cell phone, gets really rude. Now, this surprised me. Leah set Lauren on fire. Leah was like, you know what? I've had enough of your little nasty attitude, and it's probably my fault. And you doing this girl like this, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You know what? You're out of the cotillion. Now, she was, what? And go to your damn room. And the father said, you heard your mother. Go to your room. So I was surprised. I didn't think she was going to do this. So we see, it looks like Angela's changing. She kind of told her daughter, she said, I don't like how you treat this girl. Go to your room. You're being real ugly. So right after that, she leaves. And then Nicole gets up. Nikki gets up and she's upset and storms out. And I'm saying to myself, what the hell is she storming out for? What is she upset about? But that was a part of the plan. That was a part of the act. She storms out. Angela runs behind him, and we see that was a diversion so that Angela could go look around the house and look in Teddy's room and find these journals or whatever it is she's trying to find. And I'm saying to myself, Angela, how you know the house so well to know where these things would be? But it's television. That's how they do. So Nikki goes back into the dining area with the family. And now Teddy's shaking, so he jumps up and he leaves because he's got to go get his pills. So he goes to get his pills. So as Nikki is coming back into the dining room, Teddy's shaking, so he's trying to hide that. So he gets up and leaves and excuses himself. And I was saying to myself, these people at this dinner table, they so dry, they so boring. Everybody sitting all quiet, nobody talking. They were just so dry and boring, just sitting and... come on, y'all. Damn. So anyway, Angela's in one of Teddy's offices looking for stuff. And who walks in but Tariq? And he's like, listen, you got to hurry up and find what you need because he just went to the bathroom and they're going to be on to you. Just hurry up. Let's get on up out of here. So they're looking for stuff, whatever they find. I think it was 2 ledgers or whatever they took. And he stuffed them in the back of his pants or whatever. And then they start kissing or whatever. I'm like, y'all don't have time for this foolishness, whatever. And he's like, well, let's go. They can't know we together. Meanwhile, Teddy is in the bathroom and he, taking his pills or whatever. Then after he takes his pills, is he having a heart attack or something, some type of, and he falls to the floor, and he falls and lands, and he can see under the door. He can see through the door under the, bottom part of the door. He can see into the room, and he hears them saying, "Oh, we gotta go before they find out about us, whatever." And then he closes his eyes, whatever, and then faints or whatever's going on with him. Maybe he's having a heart attack or something. And that's how the episode ended. And I'm like, okay. So he knows, he's aware. So we got to see what's going to happen with that. But I thought this was a really solid episode tonight. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Tell me your thoughts down below. How did you feel about this episode? Yeah, it was really good. I guess we can trust Tariq. I guess he can be trusted, right? I guess so, because he kind of came in there and helped her, whatever. And we're going to see. And also, I want to know what was on that letter that the Angela's baby daddy from prison wrote to Teddy. What did it say? It's some things that still need to be connected, but we got to wait. We got to wait until next week's episode. So that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.